Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, my dear Onyxcoin community, and welcome to this full analysis. We're going to do a full technical update here. The chart is a little bit messy, but trust me, we need some of these indicators on there. We need them. I mean, we can get rid of some, to be fair. But we're going to do a full update yesterday and Thursday evening, actually, already. Had quite a lot of momentum, biggest volume spike since the 23rd of April, when we also had that move. But with XCN, with Onyx, it's always the question, is this a sustained rally? Right, so something like this, for example, where on Wednesday, the 9th of April, you had a huge move with quite a lot of volume, and then it continued going higher. Or is this a fake one? And at this point, a fake one, it's obviously a real move, right? The price actually did get to those levels. However, what we know from XCN is that we have a lot of short liquidation spikes as well, and this could be one of them. But we'll talk about this at this point of time. I would say it's the latter, right? So that this is actually a short liquidation move, and there are certain confirmations for that. I mean, first of all, we have just not sustainably broken above our most important resistance level, which is in my opinion, it's a bit of an ambiguous level, but it's around 2.15 cents, right? I mean, if you check out the entire price action since April, you get a few levels. First level we look at is the value area high, and that is at 2.15 cents, and 2.15 cents is just also respected quite often historically. So that was the main resistance level to break if we want a real breakout, which, to be fair, I mean, XCN can be quite unpredictable. So if for some reason we're still able, with a lot of volume, to break above 2.15, I'm in, all right? And we're going to get up to 2.5, 2.6 cents easily. So I am prepared for that, but at this point of time, we just don't see any reason to suspect that. I mean, there's no real fundamental news or fundamental catalyst that's pushing XCN up like we had back in January, for example. And then outside of that, and that's by far what I look at the most, and that's the technicals. What you can see is that, like I said, we did not break out, but then you can also see the POC, that's that red horizontal line of the first move we had on Friday during the night. So that's the most important area of that move, which you want to see reclaimed. If we're going to test that again, well, we tested it again yesterday and we were not able to break above that. At a T, we stopped at that horizontal line, right? So that's just in general bearish, and since then we've also been losing momentum. And I would say the open interest also in general was extremely high, right? So there was a lot of leverage in the price for XCN. But that means we're going to drop down lower, or at least it seems most likely we're going to do so. Now there I do think we're going to get into some opportunities, because ultimately, and this is why I wanted to keep the rolling VWAPs on there, we had a lot of imbalances, right? So we basically have fair value gaps all the way down into this level right here, around 1.7 and 1.75 cents. So that's 0.0175 and 0.017. And it looks like we're going to drop down into that, but we have a huge amount of confluences there, right? Not only are we going to fill all the imbalances, which usually you get a bit of a reaction from that, but no, we also have the value area low, we have the 200 EMA, we have the yearly rolling VWAP, we have the 90-day rolling VWAP. So I think that's actually potentially a buy opportunity. I still have to evaluate that a little bit more. And I'll also be away for some part of the day, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to monitor it. But for now, look, I think this was some sort of a local top, short squeeze. I think we're going to drop down lower, but I do think a buy opportunity is coming. Maybe a bit of a spike down below, but ultimately I do think we can have a pretty big move from that support level again. But then I'll keep you updated on that if you're interested in that, so consider subscribing to the channel if you are. But for now, that's it. So thank you for watching, take care, and bye.